Guys, I'm going to play you the story about a border agent being shot in the state of New York and how, after you see the story, how they launder in the lies and the Democrat narrative using the media as their boat to float along and disperse their propaganda to the masses.
Border Patrol officer is now recovering after being shot in the face during a botched robbery in a New York City park. This surveillance video released by Homeland Security shows two men on a scooter approaching the off-duty agent and a female companion when one of them pulls a gun.
At this time, we have no indication that the officer was targeted for his employment.
The agent was shot in the face and the arm, but managed to return fire, hitting the gunman in the leg. The suspect, 21-year-old Miguel Mora, later walked into a hospital and is now in custody. Authorities say he's a Dominican national who entered the country illegally through Arizona in 2023 and was ordered deported last fall. Since then, they say he's been arrested multiple times for domestic violence, was wanted for a robbery and a stabbing, and according to the New York's mayor, he was also wanted for a kidnapping in Massachusetts.
In less than 1 year, he has inflicted violence in our city. And once he is charged for last night's crimes, we will be able to add attempted murder to his rap sheet.
President Trump saying an incredible CBP officer was shot in the face by an illegal alien monster freed into the country under Joe Biden. But the case also sparking questions as to why Mora was still on the streets.
A patrol agent who was shot in New York City over the weekend. Two undocumented immigrants with final removal orders are in custody for their involvement in this. One person of interest, Miguel Mora, has a criminal history. And I just want to lay this out for our viewers who are not familiar. I know this is a little lengthy, but it's important. And that criminal history includes charges for assault on a pregnant woman and a stabbing charge in January, according to two senior law enforcement officials. DHS detailed 3 arrests in the last 2 years in New York City. His alleged accomplice, Christian Ibar Baroa, also entered the country illegally and has a criminal history that includes charges of reckless endangerment and felony grand larceny. He pleaded guilty to petite larceny at the Bronx County Supreme Court in June of this year and was conditionally discharged, according to DHS. Is this the kind of incident where there may be a case where law enforcement, local law enforcement, should be coordinating with immigration authorities, both of them?
Well, I mean, at least she's asking the question, but could this maybe be a fringe case where maybe we deport illegals?
Had these removal orders, these final removal orders.
So let me just say, I'm so glad that the officer is doing well, and we pray for a speedy recovery. 2, let me also say that it is now time for Congress to enact comprehensive immigration reform.
Okay, so here she's going to go off on the Democrat talking about point about immigration reform, aka amnesty for all illegals.
3, individuals obviously who have criminal convictions or obviously it is the policy of the great state of New York to cooperate with ICE agents. However, individuals who serve you each and every day, who come to this country.
Oh, wait a second. You just said that it is the policy of the state of New York to do that. Interesting. Then why weren't they deported? You heard earlier that they have multiple arrests in New York, including for assaulting a pregnant woman, for theft, for all sorts of violations, continual arrests, and staying within the system despite what you say is the policy of your state, New York.
Opportunity, individuals fleeing violence, individuals who want the same thing that you and I want, and that is to care for their families, individuals who serve us each and every day. Those are the individuals who need protection, and that's
why
us.
Are these people serving us?
The state of New York and other Democratic attorneys general are standing up for those families and for those individuals who unfortunately are being kidnapped in the middle of the night by masked agents with no insignia, no identification.
Now, I just want to contrast this. I know I'm the one interrupting, but when J.D. Vance comes on, when Marco Rubio goes on one of these channels, they get interrupted every 5 seconds by the host to push the Democrat narrative. But here she is laundering in the Democrat talking points.
Away from their families.
System not working. I mean, if you're talking about waiting for comprehensive immigration reform, I've been in Washington for 20 years, and they've been trying for a long time. It doesn't happen, right? So why, in the case of cities taking a step and states taking a step, is this an example where there could be that coordination instead of waiting decades for Congress to act?
At the outset, I indicated to you that, in fact, New York State and other Democratic states cooperate with ICE when it comes to...
Really? Then why are they still on the streets? How come they shot somebody in the face, a border agent in this case? Whether or not that was related to his work, we don't know for sure. Likely not. But regardless, why should any American be assaulted by people that are in the country illegally, that have been arrested multiple times, if it is the policy of the state of New York to cooperate with ICE? It clearly is not. You're stating something that doesn't happen. Therefore, it is not your policy. It might be written somewhere in the far reaches of your office that might be the case, but that is not reality as we see it.
Convictions. But when it comes to innocent individuals who serve as your nanny, who clean your home, individuals who are our neighbors, individuals who
is she interrupting?
Are just trying to make ends meet
both
each
of
and
these
every
individuals
day.
Oh, here we go.
Had multiple arrests after deportation orders.
And
Why
that
are
is
those
why
not
in the state of New
opportunities?
York- And that is why in the state of New York, when it comes to individuals, as you indicated, individuals with criminal convictions, then we cooperate with ICE. But it's important.
So
that we
why are
make a
they?
distinction
Why did they have
between those
15,000
individuals with criminal
opportunities?
convictions and those individuals, again, who are just trying to make ends meet each and every day. And the vast...
You see, here she goes, and she's again laundering, but the question is not being posed. If this is the policy of New York, then why were they given so many opportunities after being arrested?
Individuals who are being secreted and kidnapped at night are individuals who, again, are facing civil deportation and not criminal enforcement. It's important that we make a distinction. It's important that individuals understand that individuals are being caught up in these ICE raids, innocent individuals, students, teachers, small businesses. We all want the same thing, and that is to protect individuals from harm. But unfortunately, what we are seeing is mass ICE agents.
You don't want to protect individuals from harm, otherwise you would be deporting the illegals, you bitch.
Insignia, without any identification, kidnapping
Repeat,
innocent individuals
repeat.
that both you and I know.
Yeah. The fact is that if that was J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, any conservative, that the broadcaster, the host, would be interrupting ad nauseum, saying, why then, if this is the policy of New York, are these people still on the streets? Why is she allowed to launder in the Democrat talking point? And this is how it affects people back at home. The person's not being interrupted, barely any pushback, and yet she just keeps repeating ad nauseum that these people are being kidnapped by ICE. These poor people that are here illegally, that have broken laws just by virtue of the fact that they crossed the border illegally. They are criminal aliens. That's a fact, regardless of how they desire to frame it. But she's not forced to answer the question, then why did these people perpetrate this horrific crime of robbery and attempted murder? Why were they still in position to do it? If these are your policies, why aren't they being enacted? Every 5 seconds, she would have interrupted J.D. Vance. She would have interrupted any conservative commentator. But then they launder in the Democrat talking points that ICE is evil, that ICE is kidnapping people without any pushback to the Karens, to the morons at home that are imbibing this. And this is how they continue to get away with it and affect the nation's psyche and divide us in such a negative manner. No action taken against these perpetrators until they attempt to murder somebody. This is the state of New York. This is the Democratic left. And this is why our country is falling apart and is going to be partitioned around red and blue lines, where the blue is non-functional and at least the red has some coherence, as in Florida or Texas. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Peace out.